Hi, my name is Eric Ngamzira from EJP Network Consulting. In one of my previous videos, I was talking about vulnerabilities in cybersecurity, and now I'm going to talk about attacks in cybersecurity. In cybersecurity, we have four types of attacks, like social engineering attacks, application or services attacks, cryptographic attacks, and wireless attacks. Social engineering is a manipulation technique that exploits human error to get access to confidential or private information. In social engineering attacks, you can have phishing, vishing, or smishing. So here, imagine if a criminal is trying to get access to your personal or sensitive information. For example, that criminal pretends to be your bank and asking you your sensitive information to update your information with the bank. In case of phishing, the criminal will be using email. For example, it can send you a form to fill out, your name, your address, and social security number, and so and so. In case of vishing, the criminal will call you and then pretend to be your bank and then get your information over the phone. In case of smishing, the criminal will use a phone and then send you a text message with probably a link, and once you click on that link, there will be a form behind and it will provide your sensitive information. So for all of those attacks, once you don't cooperate, you don't have to worry. Nothing will happen. Next is wiring. In this case, a criminal is targeting the C-level in terms of getting money. Next is shoulder surfing. Imagine if you're in the coffee shop and you are working and someone can be behind you, and that person will be able to see whatever you are doing. Application attacks are designed to attack specific vulnerabilities or issues within an application by stopping the application to deliver content to the users. In application attacks, you can have DDoS. DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service, and this is a category of malicious cyber attacks used by criminals or hackers to make your online services or network resources unavailable. Next is man in the middle. It's a form of attack in which criminals or hackers, they put themselves into your online conversation to intercept your data and then compromise the trusted systems. Next is injection attacks. During injection attacks, the attacker provides or inserts malicious input to a web application and change the operation of this application by forcing it to execute certain commands. Next is cross-site scripting, which is a type of injection attack. Here, the attacker injects a malicious script into a web application. Next is DNS poisoning. DNS stands for Domain Name System. Here, the attacker gets access to your DNS record and mimic them, so he or she can redirect your online traffic to a fraudulent website that looks like the legitimate destination. Now let's talk about cryptographic attacks. Brute force attack is a hacking method in which the hacker tries to crack your password, your login credentials, and the encryption keys. Next is a dictionary attack, which looks like a brute force attack. Here, the attacker tries to break the encryption or gain access to the system by using a library of terms or other values. Now, let's talk about wireless attacks. Wireless attacks are malicious attacks against wireless systems or network to get access to unauthorized systems or network. In wireless attacks, you can find different methods. For example, rogue access point. Rogue access point can be any wireless device connected to your network without your authorization. So the hackers can use this rogue access point to access or attack your network without your knowledge. Next is Evil Twin, and we talk about Evil Twin when an attacker set up a fraudulent wireless access point and they use it to attack your network or system. Next is jamming. In this case, an attacker will be transmitting radio signals with the goal of blocking or interrupting your radio signals. Once this attacker succeeds, it means users cannot access anymore to your services. Next is WPS. WPS stands for Wi-Fi Protected Setup. It allows people to easily connect to your wireless network by simply pushing a button on your access point. Since 2011, it has been discovered that WPS has vulnerabilities, so which means a hacker can use a brute force attack to get access to your wireless network. Next is RFID. RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification. This RFID technology uses the tags, and unfortunately, these tags can be damaged, cloned, or misused, which means an attacker or hacker can use this vulnerability and then compromise the technology to access your system. Next is NFC. NFC stands for Near Field Communication, and it is a technology built on RFID, which means it has exactly the same of vulnerabilities like RFID. This NFC allows a communication between two devices near each other. Next is disassociation. It's a procedure that associated or connected devices use to notify an access point that the devices intend to leave the network. So once a hacker is aware of this vulnerability, he or she can take advantage and then push the legitimate associated devices to connect to Evil Twin with the goal to intercept the traffic.